Welcome to the fourth section of the course, Building an Application with AngularJS. In this video of the course, we are going to learn what dependency injection is and how it is used in Angular controllers. In this section, we will learn how to get more intimate with dependency injection, DI, as used by Angular. We will use dependency injection in a controller, discuss the implications of minifying JavaScript files onto dependency injection, and finally, we will get to know the Angular $injector service and briefly discuss its usage. When we define a new Angular controller, we do so using the controller method of our application module. This method has two parameters, the name of the controller and the constructor function which defines our controller. Most often, if not always, we need to have access to some services inside our controller. Those services can be out-of-the-box services of Angular, services from third-party libraries, or even our own services. The recommended best practice of getting hold of an instance of a particular service that we need in our controller is using dependency injection. Dependency injection means that we developers do not have to procure an instance of an external service ourselves, but can instead rely on something else to provide us the service. This something else, in this case, is Angular with its dependency injection infrastructure. How do we get hold of these external services? There are two possible ways, either through constructor injection or through configuration. Let's have a look at the former. We define our dependencies as parameters of the controller constructor function. Thus, if we, for example, need the $scope service, we modify our definition of the controller and add a parameter $scope to the function. We are of course not restricted to only one external dependency, but can rather define as many dependencies as we want. Here I am adding the $timeout and the $HTTP service as dependencies. Both are out-of-the-box services too. Later on, we can use these dependencies in the body of our controller function. We can, for example, define a model on the $scope or make a REST backend call using the $HTTP service. We have learned that it is considered a best practice to use what is called dependency injection to get hold of external dependencies. We have seen how to use constructor injection in a controller. Angular does the wiring for us automatically. In the next video, we are going to talk about the consequences of minifying or uglifying JavaScript files in regards to dependency injection.